Yeah, so snapbacks and flat caps. I don't know what episode we're on now. I used to say the amount of episodes we were on.
He's lost track.
Exactly, so now I'm just kind of like allowing it. But make sure you are subscribing to the YouTube page. You need to hit the subscribe button in the corner. You can listen on Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud, all the rest of it. I'm still trying to get used to the haircut.
You know what it was? I've always had it before. It's only when I got myself in hospital, that's when it grew wild, and I said, yeah, let me just use a sponge. So it's always been like this before.
Yeah, for sure.
But it'll come back curly again.
It's cold, isn't it? It's chapping, so I'm a bit like...
Woolly hats.
Yeah, woolly hat things. We were talking about before about the Insta-like things or something. What's happening with Insta?
Yeah, apparently, well, they've tried it in Australia and some other countries, but I think as of next week, they're getting rid of the likes in the US market. But it's a testing thing anyway. So they're going to test it first.
So when's it going to be in the UK?
Well, you know, UK and US is like when monkey see monkey do. As soon as one does it, the other one does it. So
you tap it in order to see how many likes it got? Or
no, it's just not for public view. So I'm guessing if I was to post something and you liked it, only I can see the likes.
In what, your notification?
In my feed,
and on your page.
No, yeah, it'll be there for my eyes, but it won't be there for public view. But I don't know if they're gonna toggle with the options. It's to protect, what did they call it? The mentality of things, of how psychologically, because it's how they want to know if it's actually damaging people, because you know some people can get literally psychologically. Yeah.
On about views on the likes and views on the gram. That'll be alright. I think that might be okay.
You know what I think it is. I think it's a good idea if you don't have anything business related on it.
But this is the thing. If you have a business page, obviously you can see all your insights. So if you're working with a brand or whatnot, you can just show them your insights of people engaging, innit? Because they all still...
Yeah, no, well, you could. I suppose, yeah, you could. But then what if you're a celebrity and you need to know what kind of things are hot topic? Even though you would say, like, yeah, cool, the insights will be like this and insights could be like that. I don't know how it's going to reflect on with the comments now. Do you know what I'm saying?
You won't be able to see the comments.
Well, I don't think they're getting rid of the comments. If they got rid of the comments, there's no point of Instagram, really.
Yeah.
We got a ghost in here or something? We got a ghost. Halloween's finished.
I think that'll be alright, actually. Well, look, I think it'll be fine. Like,
I'm not really too fussed with it, but I suppose it doesn't really...
Because you can still see, like, you personally, or me personally, can still see our own numbers. So it doesn't matter. Like, I'm not really bothered about if other people can see my numbers or not see my numbers.
Nah, but then models and people that are selling Insta models, I think it might affect.
Real models though.
Huh?
Insta models, real models.
In the world of Insta, they're models.
Yeah, but then Insta's always shutting down. Well, not shutting down. It's always like locking off. Rapidly. Yeah. So on those moments where it's locked off, for a fleeting moment, you're not a model.
Well, there's people that believe you can make a fortune off Insta. And then there's people that would just say, like, you know, you got two ends of the spectrum, innit? Some people just put up pictures just for whatever reason, and then some people have using it as advertisement. But those who say they make money off Insta, there's always like some course they're selling to, if you add this and then I could show you how to do it and stuff like that. But I think it's just a marketing tool. I'd always looked at Instagram as a marketing tool. Like, if you want to show something, this is what we do. So aesthetically, it'll look pleasing to people, and they say, like, you know what, yeah, my guy goes to the gym, he looks good like that, or my girl's doing this, or this herb life is whatever, or this hair product, or anything like that. So, you know, it's just another billboard, really. It's just that it's accessible to everybody on their phone.
Well, we spoke about before about how the meme pages are the news anyway.
Yeah.
But they got the best news, boy.
Yeah, they got the best news because it's instant response that you can get. Yeah. And as we said, from piranhas to trolls to whatever you want to call them, the community, as soon as the community comes out to the news, doesn't even matter if the news is not even 100% right. I mean, look at, as we were talking about, the artist that got booed off stage. Drake. Yeah, he got booed off stage. But when the news was put up for at least, must have been for at least like, 8 hours out of the day, everybody was just saying like, "Raw, Drake gets booed off stage. How tragic this is," and whatever. But the context of it was, he just he fell into a situation where an artist that the crowd was expecting, which was Frank, to come. He wasn't even on the flyer, so I don't know why they expected that. But they expected he was a special guest, but then he was deemed as a hidden special guest. So the crowd were expecting Frank. They expected Frank, and then Drake's set went on longer than what it was, and then everybody started realizing Frank's not coming out. So they were just like, you know, forget this.
I don't mind Frank Ocean. I'm a bit indifferent to his music though. I don't really listen to a lot.
I ain't really listen to Frank. He had a couple of good ones, but yeah, Frank's not really on my playlist.
Yeah, it doesn't really resonate with me.
No.
I don't know what it is about that personally. Man like Drake, you know. Well, obviously, you know, season 3, not season 3, they're doing a season 4 of Top Boy. It's already written.
Yeah. But we did say that. I think we need to get a crystal ball and just put it up here and say like what we predict for the future. I wish I could predict money like that though.
No, because the main thing, because I seen that thing about, you know, Kano and Ashley Waters. You know that bit when they're on the balcony. And they're like, "Why are you angry?"
Oh yeah.
And they said it. They turned it into a meme with Sterling to Carl Walker about back in the beef.
That, bro, that's a bit of a mad one. So that was a bit of a mad one.
Well, no, because I see it now, because I didn't see it before, but I seen that he didn't. Sterling, what's that guy's name again?
Gomez.
Gomez.
Is it Gomez? It's Gomez, isn't
Gomez.
it? Yeah, Gomez.
Yeah, Sterling didn't push Gomez. Gomez pushed him first, and then he challenged him on it. But Sterling's the bad guy.
I think he's got the machine gun on his leg. He's Northwest rude boy, isn't it? That's the only reason I can think. But Sterling gets it if he sneezes.
Yeah.
He gets it if he sneezes. Like, nobody even know what they even said to each other, but they complain about a scratch on the eyebrow or scratch on the face. Like,
didn't Gomez like pick him up and move him?
Bro, you can literally see him. He's got his hands under his armpits and he moves him. Yeah. But then Sterling would come back in his face and
then somehow Sterling's the
bad
guy.
Because I think Gomez got the scratch, but I didn't know.
I know this is obviously high level football, but even when I'm playing football, I hate when people are just oversensitive about stuff. Give them a little nudge and they're like, "Oh my god, what the? Come on, bro!" Like,
yeah, it wasn't. It's not really a big deal. I like I said, it's just Sterling, innit? Like, he can't get a break. He's got the machine gun on his leg.
Did you see the thing about him and his girlfriend, and she bought like 8 properties or some shit, like a whole block of stuff.
Yeah. That's why people aspire to be footballers' wives.
Yeah, it's mad.
I don't know. Everyone's happy looking after house and house. But yeah, back to Top Boy. Yeah, they're renewing the season. I think it's good. I actually think it's gonna go into. If they're smart and they play it well, just like we said before, you can have a series of new artists that are dibble dabbling with this acting scene and keep on bringing in new ones.
Do you think they killed Drizz?
Huh?
Do you think they killed Drizz?
Which one was Drizz again?
The one with the stroke from the balloons.
Oh, it's a staple character actually. Nah.
Why?
I don't know. I feel like a little
how
surprise.
Would you even get out of that? Not even how would you get out. What would you say to get out of the situation? Obviously, to give the context. He snaked them.
But then again, you could, because I mean, if don't forget they're playing on a different mindset. Like, it makes good drama if somebody resurrects themselves, like in Power. Somebody always Ghost has done the most. Do you know what I'm saying? But Ghost still, he's just like, you know. And then Keenan, he died nearly every other second. Keenan, yeah. So I mean, with that, it builds the drama. But then again, I don't see how his character could ever come back.
Do you think he was wrong for what he did?
Yeah, that's what jealousy does, isn't it?
Do you think he was jealous, or do you think he was just not getting his props?
I still, you know, that kind of behavior, I don't really understand it. Like, if I'm feeling a certain way in a certain environment or around a certain people, I just won't be there. Simple as. And I know everybody could tell him as, oh yeah, but like, you know, he's stuck in the hood. He doesn't have to do what he was doing. Do you know what I'm saying? Doesn't have to do that. So it must be jealousy. These man come back on the block, and then all of a sudden now you're plotting to.
But I think the thing is, they were like to him, oh, you know, we're a team, you, me, and Sully, and all this. But it wasn't. It was always Sully and Deshane, innit? It was never really about Drews. Even in the other seasons, he was like one of the main guys.
Yeah.
I'm sure. I swear he killed Scorcher. Not obviously real life Scorcher. What's that guy's not Maliki? What was the character?
I don't know. We'll just call him the evil one.
Yeah. So
yeah.
He was the one who pulled the
evil
trigger.
one. Yeah. Well,
Deshane was like, yeah, boom, and he shot him.
Yeah. Well.
Go ahead.
But then, okay. Well, then, what do you think? He's done all this work. He still don't get no props. Do you think he was right to do it?
And the thing is, throughout the thing, he did like say like, "What the hell, man? Like, I'm supposed to, like, we're supposed to be a team." And then he was saying, "What? You're demoting me for Jax to be the lieutenant."
Yeah.
So it's not like he was just bubbling up and not saying nothing. He was
to kill people that you grew up with like that. But I don't know. It's like I said, it's a different set of rules on.
Yeah,
on
but they're
road,
all different people now. Do you know what I mean? They're different people that like. You grew up with them and whatever, but it's like that's supposed to be your guy, and you're leaving your guy out, so you're like, oh,
yeah,
you must feel a type of way about that.
Yeah, of course. You can just remove yourself.
I don't think
because he lost in the end. Because this is crazy. If he did succeed in getting rid of them lot, he still would have been underneath somebody, which was Bashi's character, right? Because that's who we plotted with. So you still would have been in the same position as he was before, which was not really lucrative, as we could tell, because he's still living on the block. And the other side of the coin was you get caught trying to set up your people, and you get licked down. So it doesn't win. That's why I said just remove yourself. If you don't play the game, you can't lose, innit? Leave it at that. If you don't participate, then you're going to lose.
Play sports. One of them ones. Well, yeah. I mean, I'll watch it. I'll watch season 3. Obviously, we're gonna be seeing Blue Story. Yeah,
Blue Story. I think is gonna be good. I like the. I mean, I've listened to more interviews of Ratman when he's talking about how he wants Blue Story to be, which is showing. He's not having a go at parents or nothing, but he's showing the dynamics of sometimes you can have parents that work so hard and everything like that they neglect what's going on in the house. So you're providing all the material aspects for the house, but then you're not having those important kind of conversations and that bonding time, which can have, you know, peeps just going straight, still doing the idle hands, you know, and mixing with other people and stuff like that, and then getting into trouble.
It's that next week, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh wow! So it's proper. That came out quick, man.
Yeah.
It's almost done.
But don't forget, it was bubbling for a hot little while.
It's on buses.
I think.
Man.
Huh?
It's on buses. I see it on the
side. Yeah. But it's good. But you see, this is where it could change. It could change the culture for the better if it's got a different kind of narrative, because a lot of us are familiar with the story, but obviously he's trying to give a different perception. Or perspective, sorry, not perception.
Of how things can get
and certain aspects of what contributes to people going down that line. So it's not just as straightforward as just saying, you live in a council estate, this one's gone to that school or this one's gone to that school, when people just don't like each other, but they were friends.
You know what? It made me think of this Dave Chappelle stand-up, yeah. And on this Dave Chappelle stand-up, like I can't remember what state it is, but he's talking about a state, and they said they've got a real problem with meth.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, it's crazy and all the rest of it, and it's like.
Oh yeah, I know.
And then it's like, it's almost like crack in the 80s. Like now they can see like what it was like for the
doing.
And then like they can't be like, what's so hard, buddy? Just say no. It's like
it don't work like that. It doesn't work like that at all. It don't work like that at all.
When he talks about when he met O.J. Simpson. Those 3 incidents he met O.J. Simpson.
Yeah, you're gonna have to refresh my memory.
Oh my god. There's like 3 different times he meets him. One of them's like at his show, one of them's in a restaurant after he's acquitted of the murder. And then another one's, I can't remember when the third time is, but it's just crazy how he tells the story. Like one moment he's like, oh, he's so lovely, he's such a nice guy, etc, etc, etc. It's, no, and there's one point where he meets him with his, as he puts it, soon to be deceased wife. Okay. Yeah. So he was like,
you know, like, Dave Chappelle, he will play on those borders. He will play on those borders. But he's I don't know. I think Dave Chappelle's got to be one of the best at what he does.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So he's good at drawing stories.
Was dope. I've seen Mo's as well.
Yeah, Mo's one was good. I noticed that he used a lot of material that he's had before.
Well, I thought about that as well. When I think that's to do with like, I talked to my mate about it, and I was like, oh, well, I've seen a lot of all the stuff that he's put on there. I've seen it on his socials or like his show or whatever. But my boy was like, you got to think that the Netflix special, first of all, is for the world.
Yeah,
and
that's
for
true.
People
So
who don't necessarily watch the Big Nasty show, who don't watch the latest show of Mogan, who don't really follow him on social media, but know he's got a bit of a buzz. It's for those other people to watch it. And
yeah, definitely. Because he added new material, but it showed me exactly why Kevin Hart comedians like Kevin Hart, they're so adamant on making sure nobody takes their phones out.
Yeah,
and
I
stuff
think
like
that's a great idea.
Yeah, because
Imagine
like if they're
going to start doing that at concert, because I heard they're going to be putting a kind of like an infrared thing around the stage so you can't record stuff.
Yeah, well, it makes sense because it's ruining it for everybody else. I'm not gonna lie, I'm an internet consumer, so if I see it on the internet, I'm gonna definitely enjoy it through the internet. Yeah. There's nothing better than a concert and when you go, but I just think like if people are gonna be paying like for a service that is unique to what's gonna be happening there, then do you know what I'm saying? It's not fair for them to see it somewhere else before because it's a tour, innit? So like you don't want to see say you got your favorite episode coming on every Sunday. It kind of takes the kick out of the whole. I've seen it first for the first time. Like, oh, you expect to know what's coming up next.
Like you can't go on social media if you haven't seen Power. Like if you
No. You have to hide. And I still think behind 50 Cent, because what's the next episode coming out in January the 5th or stuff? People will get upset with it, but I have a feeling they're playing around with timelines. So if they make up a little something, I mean, he said he had something going on with Comcast, that's why Stars wasn't going to put it on and stuff like that. But yeah, you could see the episode through the app. So if you're a real hardcore fan, you could see that episode that was going to take 2 weeks to come out through the app. But then everybody can catch it the next. Because we are, brother, living in a lazy generation now, bro. It's like if I tap something, I want to see it right there and then. So if you tell me I've got to wait a whole week after I'm waiting weeks anyway, and then you say, nah, it's going to be how long after, it could possibly force me to go on my device anywhere in the house and just be like, I ain't got time to wait for that now. It's either now or I'm just going to lose interest. By the time you say to yourself you lost interest, the buzz of everybody that didn't go through the apps and everything like that could have you saying like, I'll just check it out anyway again. So you get your ratings building up. I think all this tech thing that's happening nowadays, people are learning how to manipulate how they boost their ratings, how they boost the attention and stuff like that.
Well, on that note, back to Instagram. Do you think this likes thing will filter out dead followers?
Yes, that could be another good thing. Because you see, I haven't really thought about the benefits other than what the tabloids have been saying, which is it's good for the mental health. That's all it is. Psychologically wise, it's good for your health. But I mean, when you think of people paying for followers just to look good and doing all that and things like that, that's gonna be it's gonna crush it really. To be fair, because if there's no likes, I don't know how the views will. I don't know how the views will go.
Wouldn't that be in the same category as likes?
Not necessarily, because we personally know people have got high views, no likes. So what was watching that clip? Was it a computer generated algorithm or some source of a follow function? Or was it actually people that just was like, oh, that's nice? Or was it people just scrolling and it caught a view and it was
Well, you have to stay on there 10 seconds.
Okay, well, there you go. There you go. So a bot will do what a bot is programmed to do.
Yeah.
Whereas a human being, you're not interested. You know what I'm saying? So you just scroll past it.
Well, it's all about the comments, I think, now, man. It's all about the comments. And I tell you something.
Comments are dangerous, though.
I like to read in this Mind My Business. Sometimes, I did comment on another thing. You know, when they talk about clapping, about they're going to stop clapping at graduations and stuff like they're going to stop clapping because it causes anxiety. So
to who?
People are going to have to do jazz hands now. True story.
We would be in
dark
auditorium going like this next.
Yeah.
What's that about?
Because it causes anxiety, and I'm just like, listen, if I'm somewhere and I'm clapping, I beg someone come up to me and say,
that's just ridiculous. So what, you can't even
tell
really...
me, bring it.
You
come and say to me, stop moving my own hands together.
But honestly,
like this.
Okay, cool. Listen, we got to touch on certain things that are just going too far. I think that's going way too far. We can't be living that sensitive now, where people.
But I think, do you know what it is, right? I'm not disputing that people have anxiety and people have mental health issues, but I do think that people are just using the word anxiety too frequently.
So at graduation. Hold on, sorry, let's go on.
At
graduation, no, because I find it ridiculous. I find it actually ridiculous. Like, all right, cool. If your anxiety levels are that high, it'll be wise for you just not to go.
Yeah. Okay. Here it is.
Congratulate the person afterwards if it's that day.
Clapping, should be bang clapping, and then that's what jazz hands are. They advise them to do jazz hands instead, which is that.
That will be offensive.
So they're saying about
jazz hands will be offensive soon.
I mean, this is the woman talking about it. I don't know if she is. But I just... Someone goes, what in the mayonnaise is she talking about?
Okay.
I just said, look, if you can try, I think you can just... Yeah.
Nah, that is ridiculous, though. Come on.
Next will we ban sexual intercourse because it makes a clapping sound. Oh, man.
What's the point of having it?
It's just gratings, man.
I know Piers Morgan must have ripped her a new one on that one. He did, didn't he?
No, he wasn't on this one. This was Good Morning Britain is our source. I think it's just ridiculous. And what I'm saying is about the anxiety thing is that I don't deny that people have anxiety, but I feel like it's a bit of a go-to get out word. Frequency.
It is. I'm telling you, everything's
what is anxiety? By definition, because I'm just missing.
We'll have to definitely research that, but I definitely know it's something that it's something very uncomfortable, and sometimes some of us don't even know we're going through it. You know, like was obviously
Isn't it stress? Isn't it a form of stress? I imagine because I can be stressed out about stuff, sure.
Yeah.
But being anxious about stuff.
No, but that could actually turn into a condition. You know, like you're just over worrying about things. You're over thing in it. Do you know what I'm saying? So just take the definition of it. But I think it's because...
Oh, here we go. So anxiety is a feeling of unease, such as a worrying or fear that can be mild or severe.
Yeah.
But some people find it hard to control their worries. The feeling of anxiety are more consistent and can often affect their daily lives. Anxiety is a main symptom of severe condition, including panic disorder.
Yeah. So it can actually become very severe. Describe it as a feeling of say you got to the I don't know, the edge of a cliff or something like that, and you'll be scared of falling. That's the best way.
Well, that's
I've heard people
split it into two categories. I don't know how we got onto this, but I do why.
No, because it all ties up into going back to the social media and the Instagram. Like obviously our core topic is talking about like the Instagram likes and stuff like that. So, but it all goes into that because that's the kind of things that will have people trying to manipulate how they look, how they talk, how they are, because they're worried about other people not accepting them for who they are. Do you get what I'm saying? So if you're gonna be relating it to anxiety, and I'm seeing this, and it's got like worrying about paying bills. Yeah, you see, anything can trigger it. But then this is the problem. It's like, is social media making today too sensitive? Because what did Piers Morgan call people today? What did he call it? Not cotton.
Oh, I remember about this. About their babying people, mollycoddling people.
Yeah, and he called
because,
them.
Like,
he called them something.
I know what you mean. It's about the participation.
Yeah, like you have to. You have to.
Really,
do you know what I mean? You have to learn.
Deal with life.
Yeah, I mean, look, some of these are saying like, and you know, it's so broad. Even just looking at that, it's so broad.
But I think a lot of people are self-diagnosing themselves.
That's a problem.
And I think that's the issue.
I think that's a huge problem, though. That is a huge problem because you're going to self-medicate after that. Yeah. You're going to look for some remedies that for a symptom you don't have, and you could trigger something else off.
I don't know. I think. You know what it is? I think we're overcome with too much outside information. Like I've got a friend and he follows maybe like 6,000 people.
Yeah.
And he's got 1,000 followers or something. Now, my thing isn't about the following number or whatever, but 6,000 people, let's say a quarter of that is on your timeline. You're obviously going to feel a type of way about it. You're going to be overwhelmed. Like, you need to simplify stuff. I was reading something before, and this guy literally just completely changed his life in the sense of he just eliminated everything. So he came off all dating apps, because he was dating at the time, came off all of that. Only like 5 people had his email, only 5 people had his phone number. You know, things weren't constantly beeping, and he just focused on himself. And it has slowed his whole life down. And when you think about it, you don't really need people. I've gone out without my phone before.
There's a there's a thing for that as well.
What's that?
There's a diagnosis of people without their phone. They actually have. I've got to have to put it up.
Well, this is the thing. I went out without my phone before, and I can do that because.
Sorry if you're one of those people that can't live without your phone. Which
I've
is
gone
majority.
out with let's say, for example, I've gone out with my missus now,
Yeah.
And I don't have my phone. I'm not really worried, because really and truthfully, if something is a proper emergency that can't wait.
Yeah.
You should have my missus's number, really. So if you don't have my missus's number, or the police, or an ambulance, it's not an emergency. Do you know what I mean? Like, if something's really wrong, like something's wrong with my family or my friends or whatever. Well, not my friends, innit? Like,
that's it. Look, cell phone is they're calling it phone addiction symptoms, and people are actually recording. You know, they don't know what to do. They start getting angry, irritable, difficulty concentrating. They have sleep problems. I didn't know it was that bad. Restlessness. You know what I do, but you could make a joke out of any of these stuff.
But you need to change the patterns in which you use your phone. That's like the same with any addiction. Smoking, drugs, drinking. You change the pattern. So, for example, if you don't want to smoke, but you smoke every time you go out drinking, you either cut back on the drinking or you change the environment of that. That's why a lot of people who stop smoking, they change it for exercise. Yeah. Because exercise is just another like adrenaline.
Yeah,
rush.
pushing. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, do you go? I spoke about this with Ironic when he was on here. My phone's not in my bedroom. I don't have any screens in my bedroom. Period.
Yeah, I ain't got no screens.
No screens in the bedroom. Living room, kitchen, all fine. So he was like to me, "Oh, what'd you do about an alarm?" I go, "I've got an alarm clock." He's like, "That's mad. That's madness, bruv." What? What?
Yeah.
That's too mad, my G. Too mad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Alarm clock. But I can understand people who are like of a younger generation. They're like, they've just grown up with their phone.
People that's born. People that's born into like this kind of society. And don't forget, tech is very powerful now because nobody can predict what is going to happen with technology. Do you get what I'm saying? And I think it's too loose for people to grasp the idea of it. So as he's saying, like with my little one, like all she's ever known is mobile phones. Yeah. Even though there's a house phone, you should probably look at that as if they say like it's like a VCR or something like that. Or why don't we get rid of that? Yeah, do you know what I'm saying? Like why don't we get rid? What's the point of that? But so it's just normal for people to have those kind of things that they. But as it, like obviously we know too much of something is never good.
Yeah. Sure.
Never good. And as you said, I think it's just a way of. Put it this way, look, we're living organisms on this planet. Something has to move, yeah? You have to move. You can't be fixated and live through a screen. Do you get what I'm saying? You can see the world and everything like that, but you can't really see the world through just looking at the screen. You have to go out, taste, touch, be around things to really, grasp and understand stuff. And I think that's the fear I have with technology. But I think technology can be a friend, technology can be an enemy. But as you said, something as simple, I believe in something as simple as not having screens in your bedroom. You'll function. Like when you get up in the morning, you won't just turn on the TV, start sitting there watching the TV for a hot minute. You'll get up and you'll start moving. Do you know what I'm saying? You're forced to do.
Before you go to bed and you got the phone.
Yeah.
There, and then you try to go sleep after, but your brain's still moving.
Yeah, because your brain is still ticking in it when you've got the phone and whatever. I mean, I'm still guilty of taking my phone to bed, but I don't go to my bed until I'm dead. Yeah. That's just me. Otherwise, I'll just sit there. But that's just me anyway. Like, you know what I mean? There's some people that need to chill off, unwind.
Well, this is what I'm saying. If you haven't got a little bit of separation in your own environment that you can control, it's going to be a lot harder in the real world.
Yeah.
Can you imagine, like, before, when I was at work, you weren't allowed your phones. Yeah. You know what I mean, you had to leave your phone in your locker. Obviously, some people still had their phone on, but if you're working in a secure environment, like when they search you, like an airport, for example, or somewhere like that, you're not allowed them on your person.
Okay,
have to be the thing. And I wonder.
That shows you the power of it, though.
Yeah, the people who are suffering that, how would they deal in that environment?
They wouldn't last a day on the job.
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
That's I've been like, as
if it starts messing with the bag, it's bad news for me, bro. It's bad news for sure, man.
It is crazy, but I think we need to make sure we still keep the balance of interaction with each other, and as you said, just being mentally healthy, really. See what I'm saying? If you depend on your phone to do something, it could be a laptop, could be a computer, or anything. If you depend on your thing for you to function, I think you're losing the human part of yourself. Do you know what I'm saying?
And I mean, even with this, if you're listening to this pod on your phone, make sure you're hitting that subscribe button and leaving a comment and a review on Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud, all of that. You can listen on the go, and of course download, hit that subscribe, get there. Yes. The latest episodes on there. That's the only good reason to have your phone on.
Yeah, I think that's the only reason.
Plug. But yeah, it's all mad. But you know what I want to talk about? I will talk about this briefly, but we'll talk about it again when we get your guests, because we've got guests coming.
Yes.
Not today. We've got another guest coming soon. We've got some very interesting guests coming out. We're gonna finish the year nicely, because the year's next month, isn't it? Year's done out here.
Yeah. So we're gonna. I think we.
Should we do a big Christmas one and wear hats?
I have a feeling, yeah.
Wear hats and have.
Because if I'm gonna be rocking this, then my head's gonna be cold, so I need.
We'll do that. We'll have do a little Christmas themed ones, wear hats and stuff. That'd be cool. I was looking on UK Gossip TV, because just for bants, really, because they're just for my news and my bants.
No, shouts out to UK Gossip.
Each and every time.
I like the way they deliver the gossip, because you know what's so funny?
Yeah.
They'll put things for other people to gossip.
Yeah.
So they'll just put up, like, as we said with the Drake situation, they just put that up there and show you some other people's comments, and then boom, you get me? Let the people do what the people want to do. It's a bit like Amazon, seller to seller. You know what I'm saying? I want something, you're probably selling it, and you just create a platform for us to sell. That's the new news.
It's the Amazon for the gossip news, for sure, man.
I like UK Gossip, I'm not gonna lie. I think it's entertaining. It's better than
as long as you don't take it too deep. I think some people take it too deep with
they get personal.
But to me, it's entertainment, it's news, it's informative, whatever it is. A bit of a laugh in the comments, but I always like to go on there and sometimes see what's happening, and then of course on the bottom people are debating, and that's where the real juiciness is. Yeah. So there was one of the topics was they put out young ad's tweets from D-Block Europe, and he was basically saying, I'm gonna see if I can find it, but basically he was saying about how if you're a mum, you shouldn't be out turning up.
Oh yeah.
On UK, and this
I
is
think
that was smart putting on that, because that's obviously, I don't know what who their followers are in the sense of male to female ratio or anything like that, but I know there's a high proportion. But
do you know what I'd be interesting to know? And maybe you could reach out and just ask them. What I'd like to know is that, one, as you said that, because I do believe when you've got gossip pages and stuff like that, men like to pretend they're not watching or thing, because you can't actually tell if somebody's, because you need somebody to engage with something for you to catch a stat, right? But yet everybody, male and females, knows exactly what each other is talking about when you bring up that thing. So as you said about the young ads is a rapper, he's a star, he's doing these bits and bobs. Man, them will pretend like they didn't see what he said, but you make a conversation, but like, yo, I remember what you was talking about baby mothers. Yeah. I thought you didn't listen to that, G. Where did you get the information?